I just wanted to say a few words about this English Defence League who had their march in Newcastle a few weeks ago. So they claim that they're defending England against an Islamic extremism which they claim is about to take over the country, and Muslim bombers hiding behind every corner. But then they say that they're against the building of all new mosques, that they're against all immigration from Muslim countries. And that doesn't sound like being against extremism, unless going to church has suddenly become an extremist activity. I think you need to look at where the English Defence League started. Last year, there was a demonstration in Luton by a small group of Muslims coming out to oppose, peacefully and democratically oppose, the war in Iraq and Afghanistan. They were protesting against troops that were returning from the occupation of Iraq, that were being paraded through Luton town centre. And supporters of the British Army violently attacked these Muslim demonstrators, and they went on to set up the English Defence League. So the English Defence League isn't about protecting anyone against terrorism. The English Defence League is about protecting Britain's imperialist interests in the Middle East. It's about protecting the agenda of the British ruling class. It's about protecting wars for domination, wars for regional control. As they said, a spokeswoman speaking in The Guardian only a few weeks ago from the English Defence League said that the work, they call it, that the British Army are doing in Afghanistan, that is the murder of civilians, the occupation of a country against the wishes of that country's whole people. The English Defence League see themselves as playing the same role here in Britain that the army is playing in Afghanistan. So the struggle against the racism of the English Defence League has got to be part of the same struggle against British imperialism, the same struggle against the state whose agenda the English Defence League is backing up. We need to confront and expose the English Defence League politically. We need to build an alternative to respond to people's real problems, because there are real problems in this country. But it's not the fact that some people are going to mosque. The problems in this country are to do with racism on the street, are to do with thousands of people being locked up in immigration prisons, are to do with a government which is determined to use racism to divide the working class in order to push through its cuts, to make working class people pay the costs of the crisis. That's what we need to be out on the streets against, uniting on an anti-racist basis against the cuts in the public sector, against people being forced into unemployment, against people's unemployment benefits then being cut, against people being made homeless. That's what we need to be angry about. That's what we need to be united about. Thank you.